Hey everybody, it's your bro Luke Feces. Feast. That was my middle school nickname. Today, I'm gonna create an animation from scratch. Usually, I animate Story of Trey animations for my channel. Story of Trey is a cartoon series I put on my channel. But today, I'm gonna make a new cartoon from scratch and create new characters. I'm gonna get on to the writing, the drawing, the voicing, the coloring, and the animation. So stay tuned, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Before we even think about getting onto the animation or even the script writing, I'm gonna plan the characters. The most important part of making a good story isn't the script itself, it's the characters. If you have good characters that are relatable, the script kind of flows with it and you can figure out how these characters can interact with each other better than if the characters are all the same. A foil is two different opposing personalities within a character. For example, R2-D2 and C-3PO. C-3PO is more stubborn and follows the rules, while as R2-D2 is more wild and fun. Another example is Rick and Morty. Another thing you have to consider when making good characters is their goals and what they want. An example, if you are into anime, is One Piece. Luffy really wants to be king of the pirates. Zoro wants to be world's greatest swordsman. Usopp wants to overcome his fears. Every character wants something. Simon Lee. What does Simon Lee want? Maybe he wants to be accepted in high school. That's a good one. What are his personalities? Shy, dorky, nervous. So now we got a good idea for this character. He wants to be accepted in high school, but he's shy and nervous. Maybe we can think of another character. I got it, Chad Lee. See, I'm getting somewhere. So maybe Chad Lee wants to help his brother fit in at school, and that's his want. Charismatic. I got two plans for characters. Now, I'm gonna get onto the script writing, and yeah. Now, I'm gonna get onto the script writing. When you start a script, you're gonna choose whether it cuts to or fades to. I'm gonna get onto the scene heading. So you start whether it's inside or outside a room. So I'm gonna go INT for interior, but if it was outside, it would be EXT for exterior. So I'm EINT dot, and where is it? I'm gonna put it in a high school hallway. Then you write the time of day. Is it day or night? I'm gonna make it in the day. And when you introduce a character, you capitalize his or her first and last name and add his or her age. You can also capitalize action to show what is happening. Now we can add some dialogue. So when you go to the character tab, you can write who says it. Lee. What does he say? I hate this school. It's not that bad. Simon can say, easy for you to say, you're popular at this school. I can teach you how to be popular. Chad can say, it's all about having a girlfriend. That makes people think you're cool. Here's a pickup line, or something like that. I don't know, I just made that up. We see Simon. Simon can say, did you go to hell and back? 'Cause you're hot. And if you want to add context to the dialogue, like maybe he's saying it to his brother, or maybe he's sarcastic, I'm going to say, like, in parentheses, now I'm going to get onto the animation and planning what the characters look like. I started off drawing a little bit of how the characters would look. I wanted to give it a Story of Trey look. I wanted to make it look like my other cartoons. I started with the eyes and added unique features to each character. Alright, so now I got a good plan. That will be Chad. That'll be Simon. It's kind of hard to see, but whatever. Now I'm going to get onto the animation. Now, I'm going to get onto the drawing. I'm gonna start with the face of Simon. Simon was the insecure dorky character. I'm gonna start with his eyes. I always start with the eyes. That helps me figure out where the rest of the face will be. So I'm just drawing 2 eyes like that. Eyebrows are a great way to show emotion. So like I'm doing this right now, the eyebrows are up like I'm ecstatic. I would be mad like this. My eyebrows would go down. Now I'm gonna get into the ears. How about I'm just gonna draw circle ears. And I'm just gonna draw ear indents. His jawline, yeah, I'm gonna go with this jawline. So maybe he goes like, and oh yeah, I almost forgot his nose. And he's just looking straight forward. And I'm not gonna draw the pupils because that will be in a different layer so we can manipulate them moving. And then I'm gonna add some like freckles right here. Yeah, so now we got the first face. I can add the neck right here. We got the first layer right there. So now I am gonna add another layer. This is my dog. This is my dog. Hi, Gia. And we can also have his head turning. Like, what I do is I draw the eyes a little to the side right here. And then instead of his nose being down, I end it like a little at a slant. And then we can get to his neck right here so we can understand how far up he's gonna go. Sometimes I even like move the ear too close to his eyes. So sometimes I have to erase it and reposition it. And then we can add the sideburns, turning like that. And instead of adding the ear like that, and then the ear's like fading off on the other side of his head. So now I'm gonna animate Chad. So he has an earlobe right there. Maybe his nose is like longer. Maybe his face is more narrow. We can go like, woo. Now I'm gonna get onto the coloring. Now I'm gonna get onto the inking. So for characters, when I draw them, especially for Story of Trey, I use a thick pen like this to ink it. But for the backgrounds, I usually use a smaller pen so I can add more detail. I'm gonna speed roll this. Also, I'll go back and forth from the scanner, so when I ink it, I usually just jump to the scanner, scan it, go back, ink another frame, go to the scanner. So yeah, let's just do that. Now, I'm gonna get onto the voice acting. This is a P stopper, so if I were to say like piano, you're gonna hear that big P sound going into the microphone. But if I put this P stopper on, which I just made it with a cylinder and a towel, pretty easy, not hard. Now I go like piano, piano, keeps the P from bouncing into the microphone. So let's just do the voices. I think I'm gonna give, I hate this school. It's not that bad. Easy for you to say. You're popular at this school. Now, I'm gonna get onto the coloring. Now, I'm gonna get onto the coloring. Now I want to make the background transparent so I can like see what is and isn't transparent. That was my phone. And by the way, this is a software called Adobe Illustrator. So I'm going to click this picture. An image trace is you go to Window, Image Trace right here, and it will open up. And once you click the photo right here, you're gonna wanna go to default. You can click high fidelity photo, but that's not what I'm gonna use for this. For this, I'm just gonna do black and white logo. Okay, and we're still not able to manipulate it. You have to go to object, expand, okay. And now we can manipulate it. So if you take the direct selection tool, you can be more direct on what you wanna manipulate. I can take out the background. I think I'm gonna give him a light skin tone. Maybe like that kind of skin tone. Like a dark tan. I'll make his hair that kind of brown right there. I'm just gonna copy, file, and we can put this into a blank document. And when you export it, don't export it as a JPEG, export it as a PNG. That way the background will be transparent and you will be able to animate it without having the boxes around it. I think I'm gonna color Simon a different color. I think I'm gonna color his skin tone maybe instead of that. We can make it like a little lighter. We can add his freckles right here. Now, I'm gonna get onto the animation. Now, I'm going to get onto the animation. I'm going to use Adobe Animate, and I'm just going to go create new. You get some things to work with. You get whether you want it 4K, HD. You also get the frame rate, which is how many frames per second it will be. So now we can drag in like all what we drew. I'm just going to put the cafeteria in. That's going to be the background. So I'm going to start with the first layer. We can add time to the frame and just drag it out like that. And we can just drag it into the timeline. So now we got this audio layer. And then we can add a layer with this plus sign. And now we got an extra layer. And we can just drag in the background. I'm going to start with the Simon character. We can add his legs. And then I'm going to add a layer for his pupils. So now we got this. And now we're just staring at each other. We got all the layers figured out. I'm going to add some keyframes. So maybe I'm going to add their mouths. Simon, and I'm going to add his dialogue and some animation to him. Maybe his eyebrows move up. So if you want to add a keyframe, you can right click this and add keyframe. And then we can also add a keyframe for the pupils. So maybe he looks closer to him that way. Now we can add the mouth movements. So if we zoom into the face, we can add every vowel he says over it. So right here, he opens his mouth with the eh sound. So like, Now, after writing it, drawing it, coloring it, voicing it, and animating it, this is what I came up with. I hope you enjoy it. I hate this school. It's not that bad. Easy for you to say. You're popular at this school. Thank you for watching that video. We have animation tutorials, media tutorials, toons, films, and music. So stay tuned and have a great day.
These toons. These films.